Is it going live?
Yeah, it's live.
Okay. What's good, y'all? What's good, y'all? So we're on episode 8, man. Episode 8 of the Crosswalk. I'm Jax, that's Cross, and we're gonna talk about a variety of things, man. But before we get into it, man, how's your week started, man?
The week's been good, man. It's Tuesday's always a busy day. Got Crosswalk, got the Ultimate Fighter tonight. But man, I gotta be honest, man. Crosswalk, I look forward to it each and every week.
Yep, me too, man. I'm always excited, like, because I get to do new graphic design type stuff. Get to experiment on y'all and everything, man. So it's always fun. And also you've been killing, or you killed the finals with the live chat for real. I mean, you was on that thing every night and brought real good energy, man. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I like the first game was kind of like I was just going out on a limb, just like having no idea how it was gonna go, no idea what to think. And then game one came, did it, and man, had a blast doing it. I was like, yeah, I definitely got to do this. And like as you've seen, man, the chat was jumping during the finals. So I'm looking forward to doing more like that.
Did you get a lot of subs and a lot of interaction from that standpoint from it?
Yeah. Got a lot of interaction and was surprised. Honestly, I was expecting, like my audience be like, basketball, what are we doing? Blah, blah, blah. But man, everybody in the chat was all about it. And then after game one, I was like, do y'all want me to do this again? Everybody was like, yeah, let's do it. I was like, bet, let's do it.
Yeah. Oh man. So Lazy already coming in with the compliment. See, this is why I like you, Lazy, bro. He said the intro graphic is dope AF. The Crosswalk logo is slick. Thanks, man. I put a lot of thought into that. I really did.
Hey, this dude over here, man, he's humble, man. He got skills and just be trying to, keep it low key. But I'm telling y'all, whenever he has an idea about, yeah, I'm gonna do a little bit of this, I'm like, yeah, we're good. We're good. I got nothing to worry about.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure it out, y'all. Before we dig into this, man, I see a lot of, our familiars in the chat. I got Yao in the chat, Lane, of course. And of course, if y'all haven't jumped on to the Discord, the link is in the description. Make sure y'all jump on the Discord. But and then Lazy and Grimy. But what I want to challenge y'all to do, man, is just invite somebody to. I feel like I'm saying like church or something, but like invite somebody to the chat, man. We got to build this thing up because we're gonna keep on doing this like every week. Just like, we got the Fight Week show on Wednesdays and Fridays. Like we're building a network, at this point. So y'all gotta tap in and help us out. We appreciate y'all showing up, but we gotta get this out to more folks. So make sure y'all doing that to help us out. But I don't know. You want to jump into this first topic?
Let's do it.
Cool. Okay, let's go.
The NBA Finals are officially over, and Oklahoma City has taken the crown. But with the Thunder's dominant run, what story from the playoffs is still stuck in your mind heading into the NBA draft? Was it the underdog performances, the injury setbacks, or something else entirely that could impact the future of the league? Let's talk about the most intriguing takeaway.
So, man, we'll start on that, man. Like, there's a lot that happened in these playoffs. First of all, I mean, like I said, you streamed a lot during the playoffs. Like, what was your takeaway for the playoffs? Because I think the ratings technically were down, but I mean, what did you think about the playoffs, especially the finals?
So speaking on the finals, like I kind of figured the ratings would be down a little bit, just having two small market teams in the finals and not having like those marquee superstar names in the finals. Like I figured the ratings would be down, but at the same time, I mean, seeing two small market teams for the ones that watch the finals like all the time, it's good to see. You know, it's like a breath of fresh air. I know those fan bases love being in the finals. You could feel the energy for every game. And then on top of it, it's a great opportunity for us to like get a time to see like some new superstars. You know what I mean? Who gonna be the guys that carry the league for the next decade? You know what I mean?
Yeah, we can't keep depending on the LeBrons, the Steph Currys, the Kevin Durant's to carry the league. I mean, there's a whole new guard of elite ball players that I don't think are getting their just due in certain instances. But and I mean, and Giannis is in his prime. He's already won a chip and he's in his prime now. So there's a whole new, and like you said, they're in small market teams. But I mean, the big markets have opportunities if Boston can do what they need to do to get healthy, not this year but next year. The Lakers, whatever they're gonna do, I guess. There's the Knicks. If they find a coach, like Grammy said, there's big things that can happen. But like, what stood out to me was definitely the injuries, specifically in the Eastern Conference. Specifically, if you wear the number 0, Jason Tatum, Damian Lillard, and of course the crazy heartbreaking one with Tyrese Halliburton in the finals. Those just stood out, and it's just like, why is this happening so much? I don't understand why these Achilles injuries are happening so much. I don't get it. Is there something going on that's making this happen?
I mean, there's got to be something to it because you can't keep seeing the same injury pop up time and time again, especially like from, like the elite of the elite ball players in the NBA. I definitely think that like we kind of got to look at the whole load management thing because at the end of the day, like these are big guys moving very fast, very athletic, and they're putting a lot of stress and strain on the human body. And, like something's got to give, you know what I mean? Definitely I think now we've gotten to the point to where when guys have calf strains or anything with their calves, they gotta just sit out because Kevin Durant had the calf strain, popped his Achilles. Halliburton had the calf, Achilles. Even Damian Lillard, like he hurt his calf like I want to say like a month and a half before he popped his Achilles. So
yeah,
I think we got to start being a little more careful when we get like the calf injuries.
100%. Let me look at some of these comments real quick. Let's see. Toron, what's up, bro? He said, not trying to sound like a hater, but OKC got lucky. If Tyrese didn't get injured, Indiana would be champs.
Injuries are part of the game, unfortunately.
It is. And what's interesting about that is like when he got hurt, it was the first quarter still. I think the score was 18-16. And at halftime, it was either tied or yeah, that's right. Because Nembhard hit that 3 at the end. So I can't disagree with that. But it's still a game. Tyrese played in games that they lost to. So it's hard to say that for sure.
So when he got hurt in the first quarter, like I said it straight away on the stream, I was like, the way I see the game going, I think guys gonna have to play more minutes. So what it ended up happening, McConnell had to play more minutes. And then we didn't see that burst from McConnell in the second half, in the fourth quarter, because he didn't have the legs. He had to play way more minutes than he typically had to play. And I was like, Indiana's going to be in this game, but they're going to have to keep it close because, like, guys just are not going to have the legs in the second half because the rotation is going to shrink. You know what I mean? And that's literally how it played out.
Yep, that's exactly what happened. I mean, yeah, you were right. You even said it on the stream about McConnell. And it's hard to go from a reserve player to playing full minutes just overnight. Not many people can do that. And McConnell was excellent in spurts, like led the playoffs in steals. But it's just when you're asking him to do all of that, like I think mentally you start to conserve a little bit of energy in different spots, and now you're not as explosive. You're not able to get to the spots that you're used to. Then you start making mistakes, and it just kind of snowballed for them. And by the end of the third quarter, like I think we all knew it was over. Yeah, not Lane though. Lane thought that there was still hope, but
yeah, I know Lane was hurt when she saw Halliburton go down like that.
Yeah. Let's see what else we got over here. See, Rob Rex said Bucks want Castle and our second round pick and show. And Sohan. So no way that'll happen. He's talking about the
Spurs.
Yeah, the Spurs and the Giannis pick. I feel like if the Spurs were going to trade for Giannis, they would have done it already. Because it's hard to get any better than that number 2 pick, knowing that you can get somebody like Dylan Harper, even though he plays the same position as Stephon Castle. I think you can still play both of them together. I think that they saw that friction, and Ace Bailey is dropping in the draft right now. VJ Edgecombe is kind of a similar player. He's only 6'4". So I feel like that they were just going to roll with what they got and use the pick however they see fit and just use it as depth, I think.
Yeah. I'm gonna be honest. I'm right there with you. Like, I know Giannis is out there and San Antonio got the capital to go get him. But if you look at the NBA Finals, it wasn't about having a superstar. It was about having depth and being able to get buckets from multiple guys. And if you look at San Antonio, they got Wemby, Castle, De'Aaron Fox. Build around that nucleus. Like, those guys are going to be elite in this league for a decade or more. You know what I mean? Just build around them. Like, you got the number 2 pick. Draft you another guy that's going to insert himself in that lineup that can defend and knock down open shots. That's literally what their game plan should be.
100%. Oh, Lazy, man, you're a real one. Shared the link on Twitter. You don't got a lot of followers, but you have some important ones. Man, Lazy, I see you in all kinds of different chats, so I know people know you. So I definitely appreciate that for sure.
Me too. I appreciate it. Big time, like Lazy. Always. Yeah. Even though you was on me the other night about John retiring. But we gonna get to it. We're gonna get to it.
We're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that. One more from Toron. He said it's gonna be 20 years when OKC make it back to the finals. Bruh.
I don't believe I disagree.
Oh yeah.
I strongly disagree with that. Like, bro, they got like 15 draft picks over the next however many years. Like, they are not going anywhere.
They are loaded. And all their stars are under contract.
Yep.
All of them. And all of them, none of them hit their prime yet.
Yep. And I think they probably gonna re-up SGA and probably Jalen Williams probably like in the next couple months, honestly. And shout out to Sam Presti. He has done a phenomenal job. He took them he drafted KD, drafted Russ, drafted Ibaka, Harden, and now just got rid of all of them and now got a championship. Like, respect. That man has been killing it.
Yeah, he's top notch, man. Top notch. And now people are trying to build like him. And I mean, which leads me to the Houston situation and some of these trades. So Houston got KD, which, man, it's going to be so hard to come through Texas and Oklahoma now. You got to go through San Antonio, then you got to go to Houston, and then you got to go to Dallas, and then you got to go to OKC. That's 0-4. You just 0-4 just coming through Texas and Oklahoma. So I mean, what do you think about that trade with KD going to Houston, and I mean them shipping off Jalen Green, and Dylan Brooks, a couple picks, but how do you think that either improves them or sets them back?
I personally think it was a great trade from both sides. I mean, Phoenix is in rebuild mode. They got to do something. They got to figure something out there in the desert. Houston, it makes total sense for them because on the flip side, Houston's issue was they didn't have anybody they could just toss the ball to in crunch time. Like, hey, get us a bucket. Like, get us a good look, make something happen. And now Houston has that guy with KD. Yeah, he's a little older. He's like 37, 38 now. But KD is still a walking bucket. He is open when he walks on the floor. It just is what it is. And I think Udoka, like the toughness that he instills in the culture, like I think it's gonna serve Houston very well.
Yeah, I think they're gonna be a problem. I can definitely see a Texas OU finals with OKC versus Houston in the finals. That'll be finally. I will have to go for Houston. Finally, I don't like rooting for Houston teams at all, but I'll finally have to go for them because KD is my guy. He's one of my favorite players of all time. Yeah. What up, Hank, man? Appreciate you jumping in here. Hank's got a dope channel too. If y'all aren't subscribed to him, make sure y'all go do that. But let's see. Let me see if there's another one that I want to jump into. What up, Chris Cushman? That's another real one. Chris Cushman is always in the chat, always supporting. Definitely appreciate him. Let's see. I'll see now. You already see Grimy already digging into the football. Grimy ready for football.
He's definitely ready.
Talking about college football earlier, definitely ready for football. I'm ready for it too. Before we jump into the next clip, did you happen to watch the EA College Sports deep dive into Dynasty?
Bro, 1,000%. 1,000%, brother. 100%. I'm getting it. I'm getting it day that soon as it drops, I'm getting it. I'll be honest, I did a bad job of playing college football 25, but I'm gonna do a much better job on 26. And hopefully, man, me and you can get some games on, 100%. And then perhaps we can stream it on our channels too.
100%. I'm telling you now, I'm playing the South Carolina. I'm telling you now.
Yeah, because the quarterback, I already know what you're doing.
Is a problem. Lenore Sellers is a problem. For real.
You say that, but watch you have UT playing with Arch. I already know that's what you're going to be doing.
I might have to dabble with him. I might. All right, let's get to this next clip. Let's see.
International Fight Week is here, and we're about to crown a new lightweight champion. With all the buzz surrounding the title fight, what other fighter storyline do you think isn't getting enough attention right now? Let's dig deeper into the moments that might just steal the show.
All right, so UFC 317. I know you're hype about this one. I know you're an Ilya Taporia fan. What do you think is not getting enough attention heading into this fight? And make sure y'all drop that in what y'all think about this in the comments as well.
Not getting enough attention. Not getting enough attention. That's a tough one because I mean, obviously Ilya Oliveira is like, it's gonna get plenty of love. I think the fight for me that really kind of is, I would say, kind of like the underground main event is Brandon Royval, Joshua Van. I feel like that's the one when it got announced and it got made, like everybody got excited for it and was like, yeah, like I'm looking forward to that. And, just curious to see if Van is ready for such a big step up in competition. And, and I've said it a few times about Joshua Van. I really like Joshua Van. I even think he's a bit undersized at flyweight, but he's a dog. And Brandon Royval is never in any boring fight. So I think this is going to be a phenomenal fight.
Yeah, and I saw you put that in one of the videos that you dropped too, previewing the card. That's another thing. If y'all haven't watched his preview videos, make sure y'all check those out on Crossover MMA. But Yeah, you said that it was the underground main event, and I can't disagree. That 4-inch height advantage that Royval has on him, the experience advantage, but Van is a dog, man. That little dude is a dog.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I think there's no way that that's a boring fight. I think what people aren't necessarily discussing that I think will be a pretty interesting fight is Jack Hermanson against RoboCop.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I think that fight's going to be really good. I think previously Jack Hermanson, maybe prior to the Joe Pyfer fight, he wasn't as exciting. But
Mm-hmm.
have you ever seen a RoboCop fight that wasn't exciting? Like
Exactly.
it's almost impossible to fight RoboCop and it not be exciting. Either he's gonna get the best of you, or you're gonna get the best of him in
Yep.
exciting fashion. But I think that fight is gonna be it's important for the division too. Like both of those dudes are on the fringes of fighting some really important fights. I mean, Gregory Rodriguez just had an important fight. Jack Hermanson has been in some important fights and came up a little short, but like this will get them right back into getting those important fights in the division.
Yeah, for sure. Honestly, man, I think Jack Hermanson's performance against Pyfer, I think that was his best performance in the UFC. Like he showed Joe Pyfer that like you got to get some experience, and just showed him its levels in this. That like he's been in the game for a while, used all the movement, just frustrated Pyfer all night. And I wouldn't be surprised if he did the exact same thing to RoboCop.
Yeah, he might. He might.
Oh, shout out to Chris Cushman real quick. Hyder Emil, Jose Delgado. That's another banger as well, brother. That's
Yeah.
another banger for sure. For sure.
And you know what is interesting? I didn't even know that fight was on the card until probably like this week. It just came out of nowhere. And like, yeah, that's everything that we missed in the prelims last week, I think we're gonna get in the prelims this week.
Yep. It was worth going through what we did on the prelims last week to get to this weekend.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, and Big Ankh brought up another fighter that's interesting to me in Jacoby Smith. Like that's another, and Nico Price with them shoulders. Like Nico Price always in a fun fight, even when he's taking a dive.
Yep.
So, but yeah, the McKinney Slava Claus fight.
Yep. Somebody getting finished in the first round.
Somebody getting knocked out.
Yep. Yep. Bro, it's bangers everywhere you look on this card, man. I love it.
Oh, you know what? I got a question for Lane, because Lane always knows this. What is the over-under for that McKinney and Slava Claus fight to end in a knockout? It's got to be like minus something, because I mean, I'm sure that everybody thinks that fight is not going to go the distance. There's no way.
Probably 1.5. Probably, I would say probably 1.5.
Yeah, because dude, I mean, as hard as I mean, I know Borshov hasn't been getting finish after finish. I think it's the level of competition, but I mean, dude is an excellent striker, and McKinney is so explosive. It's just it would be odd for it not to be a finish. But I got a question for you though. So Alexandre Pantoja has basically started fighting people that he's already fought. He's continuing to fight people that he's already fought. He already fought Kai France on what was it, the ultimate, was it the Ultimate Fighter? Yeah, the Ultimate Fighter.
Yep.
And that was for Mighty Mouse for them to figure out who he's gonna fight. And he beat him. And so now we've circled back to this. I know it's been 9 years, but he've already beat that dude. But Pantoja in the rankings is behind tons of people when it comes to pound for pound. Do you feel like his run is just getting ridiculously disrespected?
100% it is. I mean, if you just go look at the top 10 and he's pretty much beaten almost everybody already. honestly, it's already the second greatest run at flyweight already. And if he beats Kai France, he's got a legit argument to say, hey, I want to go up and fight Marab. I don't think it would go well for him, but he would be well within his rights to say, hey, like, I want to go and challenge myself at 135.
Yeah, I mean, okay, this is who they have ahead of Pantoja in the pound for pound. They got Alex Pereira, which I get it, even though he just recently lost. Tom Aspinall, who to no fault of his own, he hasn't fought in a while. JDM, now that one I can't explain that one. Magomed Ankalaev ahead of Pantoja.
Bro,
sure?
it's disrespect, man. You got a champion with so many title defenses, and we've kind of seen this before. Like when you get that dominant champion and they get all these defenses, they just kind of make the division seem a little boring. It's kind of like when Izzy was running through middleweight, everybody was like, middleweight is boring. Middleweight is boring. That's just what happens when you have a dominant champion. Kamaru Usman at welterweight, when he was on his run, similar type thing.
Yep, it's true. And I think, well, I have a video about Pantoja and just the flyweights in general, and that exactly that point that it's boring because he just keeps winning. And it feels like they should have prioritized getting fresh matchups, which they did, but I feel like they did it in the wrong way by bringing in Kai Asakura, out of left field, instead of, allowing Manel Kopp, even though he fought Manel Kopp. It's been a while, maybe having this Kai France fight a little bit earlier, stuff like that. Like, I think they did a little bit different, but all in all, I think the Pantoja is ranked way too low in this fictitious pound for pound ranking.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. I completely agree with you. So let me ask you this. If you were doing it, where would you put him?
I would put him, let's see. I think I'd probably put him at either 4 or 5. Probably 4. I'd probably put him at 4.
Okay.
Because like Islam, I can't argue him. Marab, can't argue him because he's basically doing the same thing.
Yep.
And Ilya, can't argue him. So I put him in that mix, right up there with him. I'm not gonna put Dricus du Plessis above him because Dricus defended his belt 2 times, and they were, solid defenses, but like it's been 2 times. He hasn't cleared out the division the way the Pantoja has.
Yeah. I see it. I see it how you see it on that one for sure.
Yeah. Oh, shout out to my guy, Dr. Evil Genius, man. He's got a channel too. Y'all gotta go check that out for sure. He says I have to disagree regarding Pantoja. It seems half the guys he's beaten recently, he's humped them to avoid fighting them. Royval is the worst example that comes to mind. I understand what you're saying, but I'm not looking at it with style points in that sense. He finished Kyle Sakura, and that was his last fight. So, he's finishing guys and he's coming back around and starting to lap them. So, I mean, he's fighting within the rules of the game and winning, and nobody can stop it.
Yep. That bro, it's the same way with Marab. Like, why should he do something else if it works? If him just wearing guys down, getting them fatigue, and just drowning them in pace, why should he do something else? It's not like he's gonna get like any incentive to try a different approach. We saw how Bilal Muhammad tried that, didn't go so well for him.
That's true. See, Lane, we do agree on stuff. You always think that we don't agree. We agree.
Sterling, what's going on?
What's up, man? What's up? That is another channel that y'all need to watch. That Sterling is definitely our light-skinned African American brother. Sterling, the Capri Sun kid. Make sure y'all go and follow that dude too. And then also Sean Moody, man. That's another real one that's out here.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely appreciate you every time that you show up. He said Pantoja is being overlooked like Mighty Mouse was at 125. 100%.
Yep.
It took Mighty Mouse a long time to get, high in the pound for pound rankings. It almost took Joe Rogan to go on a personal crusade for him to get higher in the pound for pound rankings. So I agree. I agree with that.
I got a question for you since we own that topic.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think obviously, like DJ, the amount is obviously more, but what do you think about the quality of Pantoja's wins versus DJ's wins? Because yes, DJ had the wins for sure, but I think Pantoja, like the quality of guys he's beaten, might surpass that of DJ.
I would agree. I think the quality is a little bit better. And that's really, that's no, DJ had to beat who he had to beat.
Yeah, that's definitely no disrespect to DJ. Like he fought who they put in front of him.
Yeah, and it is what it is. They created a whole show to try to find somebody, and Pantoja was on that show to find somebody to beat him. But I will agree that for sure the quality is better in Pantoja's run. I think that I do think that John Dodson, Joseph Benavidez, Henry Cejudo, those wins do stand out, and I think that those are on the same level as some of these other people. Like maybe I think the Moreno is probably. I think Moreno is the third best flyweight of all time. Maybe it's Davison Figueiredo. I don't really know, but that one definitely stands out over the other two. But I think that
Pantoja's got 3 of those, right?
He does.
He's beat him 3 times.
He did beat him 3 times. It's tough. It's tough. It's tough. I think it's almost like when you look at, you have a similar conversation when you look at bantamweight with Dominic Cruz's wins versus Merab's wins.
Mm-hmm.
When people are saying that Merab is the best of all time, it's hard to argue against them. I still have Dominic Cruz, but bro, it's getting dicey.
Yeah, you look at Merab's wins, and you're like, hold up now.
Yeah, it's getting real dicey. I'm starting to not have a leg to stand on that one, but it's a similar thing. But I do think that his resume of wins from a quality standpoint is probably a little bit better, for sure. Yeah, it is tough out here for Pantoja. It is, but I value Pantoja for sure. All right. Now here's the topic that everybody been talking about, and I've reserved what I was going to say until we got on this show. And this chat is about to be real interesting. But I'm gonna let you go first. I'm gonna let you go first. All right, y'all. Okay, here's this next one.
At UFC Baku in Azerbaijan, Dana White announced Jon Jones' retirement. And since then, the prevailing sentiment from MMA fans is that Jon Jones ducked Tom Aspinall. Do you think there's any truth to this? Did Jones avoid the fight, or is it just fan vitriol? And what does this mean for Jones's legacy? Has it been tarnished, or is this just part of the narrative that surrounded him for so long?
Oh boy! All right.
Oh yeah. it's about to get ugly in here now. I already know.
Yeah, it is.
So I'll go ahead and do the honors. I'm just gonna say this. When we look at Jon Jones's career, does it really surprise anybody? If you go back and look at his career, none of it was like step by step. You should do this. It's always been tumultuous. Something at every turn. There was always something happening, and somebody was like, "What? Like, why is this going on? Why is he doing this?" For me, it when you think about it, it makes perfect sense. Like, He's not going to go out how we all think he should go out, had that one big last fight, go out. I mean, I'm with everybody in the chat. I wanted Jon to fight Tom 100%. I did. I'm upset the fight's not going to happen. I'm upset the Francis Ngannou fight didn't happen. But, you know, at the end of the day, we don't know. We don't know what was really going on behind the scenes. It's really all speculation. But at the end of the day, I mean, I feel like it's gonna be a talking point for a little bit of time.
Mm-hmm.
But then as time goes on, we're not gonna be talking about he didn't fight Tom Aspinall on the way out. What we're gonna talk about are all the guys he actually fought and actually beat in his career.
Yeah, I agree, man. So when I was thinking about this, I started writing down words. I was like, what do I think of Jon Jones? What are the words that come to my head when I think of Jon Jones? And so the words that come to my head are selfish, delusional, troublemaker, addict, narcissist, talented, generational, warrior, icon, GOAT. Those are the words that come to my mind. And both of those things can be true. For all the good that we see in that young 23-year-old kid that beat Shogun Hua to win the belt, you can see all the bad. The hit and run that just happened, the hit and run previously, him hiding under the octagon to hide from, you know, people doing the test, all the confrontations, all those things. You mix all that up, and that's what you get is Jon Jones. That's what you get. He is not a perfect person by any means, not even close to it. But when the octagon door closes, nobody can beat him. And when it comes to this fight with Tom and all of the people saying that he's ducking Tom or he ducked Tom, I understand what you're saying. I get it. Because if you look at the way that this whole thing played out, the length of time that it took from the Stipe Miocic fight until now, like, it's a long, drawn out process. And like you said, we don't know what happened behind the scenes. We don't know what was said, what wasn't said. You know, does the media rights deal play into the timing or the lack of timing? Was he ready to fight at a certain time in the UFC? We don't know any of those things. But the thing is, Jon Jones is already a villain. He's been a villain. He's been a villain for a long time. So it's very easy to pin it on him. Jon Jones did not sanction that belt. Jon Jones is not the UFC. He didn't put that belt around his own waist. Jon Jones did not sign himself up to fight for the heavyweight belt. They had to agree with that. Jon Jones does not give himself fights. So the amount of culpability that you're giving to Jon Jones, you got to give that same stuff to Dana White, Sean Shelby, Hunter Campbell, because they're the ones that could have stripped him a long time ago. They're the ones that could have protected Tom's legacy, right? They're the ones that could have cut this whole thing off, you know, and nipped it in the bud. They're the ones you should be mad at. I know it's easy to be mad at Jon Jones because he's a piece of shit, I guess. But the thing is I give Jon Jones maybe 20, 30% of this because they could have put a stop to this a long time ago. They could have stopped it. Ultimately, what I think happened with Jon is at this stage of life, it's hard after you've done all those things. Remember, he fought on the GSP fight card in 2008. It's 2025. Okay? He fought in 2008. He's been fighting for a long time. And it's hard for him to get up for those types of fights. I think that's really what it came down to. Does he want to go through the entire training camp? You know, as a former athlete, it's not the game that is the hard part. It's the training to get there. And so maybe he didn't want to get into all that. Maybe he didn't want to, maybe he just couldn't get himself riled up to do it. I don't know. But I think that, yes, there's a portion of this that goes to Jon, 100%. But I think a larger portion goes to Dana and the people who allowed this to happen. That's where I point the finger. And do I change him being the GOAT or being the greatest of all time? It's fictitious. It's not even real. It's opinion based. Do I change it? No. I think that if you go into the octagon, I don't think anybody can beat him. But we'll never know. And that's what it came down to.
I'll speak on this. Like what you said as far as about being an athlete as you get a little older and like you're trying to get yourself up for it again and again. Like, bro, that is 100% facts. Like mentally, you want to do it, but then the body isn't quite responding how it used to. You're feeling some things you've never really felt before. And I get it, man. Like from the outside looking in, us, the fans, we're like, oh, like that's the big fight. It's the exciting fight. But you got to realize this has been this guy's life for how long? Over a decade. Every fight was the next big one, Now, I get it. People in the chat, especially Leroy, his thing was Jon should have retired after 309. Valid take. I got nothing against that at all.
I don't disagree. I don't disagree.
For sure. But the thing is, let's say Jon were to fight Tom, and let's say Jon beat Tom, and then he retired. You know what people have to say then? Well, he didn't fight Francis. Like it's the goalpost was always gonna continue getting moved, regardless what he did, and there was always gonna be something there, no matter what happened. You can't please everybody. At the end of the day, if Jon Jones is happy with his career and what he's done, that's really all that matters. Because I can promise everybody in the chat, Jon Jones is not losing a lick of sleep over people being upset he didn't fight Tom Aspinall.
Nope, not a lick of sleep. And the fact that he's been the villain and he leaves the villain, what changes for him? Nothing. Nothing changes. Nothing. He does not care. Tua said Jon will come out of retirement to fight whoever beats Tom. He might not. I don't think he does.
I don't think so either. I think once you're at that level and you check out mentally, trying to get back into it mentally is such a big hurdle. Big hurdle. Like once you just have it mentally, you're not doing it anymore, and you accept it, and then you try to get back into it. It is so much harder than just you staying on top. Just think about like going to the gym and working out. When you're working out all the time for months and months and months, it's super easy. But then when you take a few months off and you try to get back into it, it's like, I don't know. I'm so sore. I don't want to do this. And at that point, it's kind of like, how did I used to do this all the time? It's because mentally you're in a totally different place.
100%. 100%. And man, I knew this was going to cook in the chat.
Oh yeah.
I knew it would. Let's see. Let's dig into a couple of these. Zach, who's another real one, said Jon Jones' career has far too many asterisks at this point in time for me to call him GOAT.
That's fair.
I totally get that, man. I can't argue with that. But at the same time, I could put asterisks in everybody's GOAT conversation. Anybody, name a person, I could put an asterisk there. I can create an asterisk. Nobody has a flawless resume. Nobody does. And it's not supposed to be, because this is not real.
Yep.
This is it's based on opinion. Some people have GSP as their GOAT because he never had any failed drug tests, which I respect that 100%. And I can't argue that. But on the flip side, GSP lost to Hendricks. He lost that fight. And we know that
lost to Matt Serra too.
We know a dude who won the Ultimate Fighter came right off of that show and knocked him out. So name another person. You want to talk about Khabib? Okay, sure. Khabib has 3 title defenses. Benson Henderson has the same number of title defenses as him. Okay, you want to name Anderson Silva? Okay, sure. Steroids.
Yep.
If you name a person, you can find a flaw. And that's just what it is. So, I mean, Lane says it doesn't make him a GOAT. I think it puts him on GOAT Mountain. And that's the way that I look at it. These guys, when it came to being in the cage, all of those people that I just named, you're hard pressed to find a way to beat them. Mm-hmm. It's just very, very difficult to beat those dudes. And that's just what it is. Hold on. I know Matua said something funny. Let me see. What did he say? Oh, yeah. I think he put that 420 to read it because he ain't living it. He ain't living it. Yeah. GSP turned around and showed he can overcome adversity. Jones never overcame adversity. You don't know what adversity he overcame. Like I said, in the words that I said, him being an addict, I think he is an addict. And I think that he had to overcome that to even come back and fight OSP.
Yep. Him getting stripped, coming back, being a champion again. That's adversity.
There's adversity. Yeah. Grimy brought up Habib. Like I said, Habib could have been the GOAT. Left.
Too soon.
I can't give you credit for fights you didn't have.
Because now Habib's not even the greatest guy in his weight class anymore.
Nope. He's not. Let's see. Aaron Tats, man, I haven't seen you in a minute, man. I appreciate you jumping in here. Aaron Tats is another real one. There's no universal conditions that hold the same weight in GOAT conversations. Like I have Anderson as my GOAT, but that's just my opinion. 100%.
Yep.
100%. And that's kind of the way that I see it. As far as this hurting his legacy, what do you think about this hurting his legacy?
I mean, for me, like Jon Jones was already on GOAT Mountain before he even went to heavyweight. So I mean, I don't see how it, like, I get it. It's going to be a talking point, but the legacy was already written in ink. Yeah. It was already etched in stone already. So nothing he did at heavyweight was going to change what he did at light heavyweight. I mean, the 2 wins he got at heavyweight only add to it for me.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. Like, it didn't erase the fights before. So like all this is the cherry on top. Leroy.
Tony Ferguson is my GOAT. Hey, he going on that next title run, baby.
Yeah, for sure. I want to know if he gonna fight again. Have you seen his videos? Him doing I don't know what he doing, bro. I don't know if he training for the breakdancing in the Olympics. I don't know what he's doing, but he's doing some weird stuff, man. He always doing some weird training.
Yeah, that's par for the course over there.
Let's see. How did the story about the accident and half-naked woman get buried 4 months? I don't know, but that seems intentional. It seems intentional to me. Yeah.
I mean, it's no different than the Izzy story before he fought Strickland, like when he got pulled over and had the DUI and all of that. Like, we didn't hear about that until after he lost the Strickland fight.
Let's see. Dr. Evil said, or Dr. Evil Jr. said, for me, Jones doesn't have a legacy. He went out as a coward and is negative to society. It's pretty cut and dry to me, just my opinion.
I respect it.
Yeah, I definitely respect that. And I'm not gonna let him babysit my kids. I'm not gonna do that. But I will say, if I need somebody to go out and fight another dude, for us to get water in the neighborhood, I want that dude to go out there. So I mean, he's equal parts good and bad. He's not a good dude. But that's not what this is. This is not mixed martial niceness.
Yeah. And honestly, if anything, I think that part of him made him what he was inside the octagon. Because I mean, if you go across whatever sport you want, the guys that are at the top of the top, they're not nice guys between the lines, inside the cage. Like, they are savages. Because just to get there, guys, like, you got to be a shark. And then to be elite amongst people that do it for their living in any sport, you got to be a shark amongst sharks.
Mm-hmm.
And it's different. Like, you literally like walk around, you think like, hey, like, I'm the best person on the planet to do whatever it is. And you may not speak outwardly about it, but in your mind, you have that mentality. You have to, because if you don't, you're not even gonna get there.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you know, from personal experience, like, you know, you played at the highest level of college football, you know, and I'm pretty sure that the dudes that off the field, when you're talking to them, that is not the same guy as it is on the field. It's got to be
100%. 100%. Because I mean, when you get amongst like other men that are super competitive at the highest level, like, the difference is not physical. The difference between guys that are good and elite is all right here. That literally is what separates everybody. And it's the craziest thing, because everybody that's gotten there got all the talent in the world, all the ability in the world. But then, like, there's a few guys that believe in themselves, but they don't like believe like how some of these other guys believe in themselves. And that's literally what separates people.
Yeah, that's true. Leandro said Jones will hop on a new cycle and make a return. And you know what's interesting about that is, so we talked about, you know, him walking away because, you know, perhaps he didn't want to get up for training. Well, what will a new cycle do? What will steroids do? It'll help you heal in order to be able to train.
Mm-hmm.
So you're not far off when you say that. If he was allowed to do that, then yeah, I could see him coming back 100%. I could see it. But hopefully they don't let him do that. That would be terrible. That would be awful. Let's see. Toron said, that's crossover. Just look at Michael Jordan. Good basketball, horrible person. He's an arrogant guy, also a bully. It's true.
Yeah. Tiger Woods, guys, phenomenal golfer, but off the golf course was a different guy. And unfortunately, like, some I actually heard in sports is like the guys that are at that level, they have this ego and this person between the lines, but they have that same what's the word I'm thinking of? However, like, bad or wherever they have to go to be that person between the lines, they got to go somewhere else, and they're gonna be that same. They're gonna put that same focus and all of that into something else. For Jordan, it was gambling. For Tiger, it was the porn stars and the women. Like, it, when you think about it, that's what it is. Like, those guys can't turn that stuff off.
Yep. I mean, shoot, Lawrence Taylor is a prime example.
Mm-hmm.
You know, in my estimation, I think he's the best defensive player. I mean, at least that I've ever seen. Possibly in the history of the National Football League. Off the field, he had all the problems that you could possibly want to have, all of them. And I mean, that didn't stop him from doing what he needed to do on the field. As a matter of fact, it helped him do what he needed to do on the field, because he could be the same person off and on. And Jon allows that demon that he is in the octagon to filter into regular life way too much.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I'm curious if him losing his mom has anything to do with how things have panned out for him. Losing a parent is a big deal. And I'm curious if that had anything to do with how far his downward slide has gone. But somebody mentioned Connor. It's another person, like, his downward slide. We're in the middle of it. I don't think we've reached the bottom yet, but we're in the middle of it. And, you know, it's hard to be one person in one place and another person in another place, and then all of that's over. It's very difficult.
Man, you see Leandro?
What is it?
Bro, the internet, man, I tell you. Whoo.
Tom should have fought Joe's wife.
Bro, the internet, man, I tell you. Whew.
Yeah, that wasn't good.
You see what Grumpy said?
Bro, you were so on point, Grammy, because
oh man,
that comes up a lot in these chats.
Yep.
Especially the first one. Leandro said, "I'm never going. Can you do that somewhere? Is there a place?"
Bro, that might be your business idea, Leandro.
He said we can make that same concession for every criminal ever. I'm not giving Jones any special consideration in that regard. Well, even when it comes to criminals, I mean, I guess that goes to the fact of, do you think the criminals can be rehabilitated? If you don't, then I could see you seeing that's who they are, that's what they're going to be, and they'll never change. And a lot of times that's true, but a lot of times that's not true.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's tough. That's tough.
Yeah. So one other thing, I didn't make a thing for it, but did you see? I know you saw the Charleston White against the Island Boys fight. I think it's Cody. What is his name? Kodiyak something.
Yeah, something like that. But yeah, I definitely saw it. Like, he pretty much just no-mossed Charleston White, man. You can tell, like, the people that don't really train like that, when they get tired, they don't want it anymore. They're done. Like, once they get hit a few times and then they start getting tired and they can't get out of there, they want to get out. That's literally what that was for me.
Yeah, no, that was embarrassing, man. Like, I think that kid is like 23 and Charleston White is 48.
Mm-hmm.
And for you to get beat up by that dude, like, that's.
To be fair though, like, when you just looking at him in the ring though, I don't think you really could tell which one was 23 and which one was 48.
Dude, that was embarrassing. That was so embarrassing. Wait, Dr. Eugene said, I thought Jones was rehabbed. They tried, it didn't take.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't take. They got to go back.
Most people got to go back to rehab.
Hey, Dr. Evil Genius, back in the day when this is for black people. When you put that S curl on and you don't leave it on long enough, and you're like, I didn't take. That's the way his rehab was.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
Or you put that perm, or people put that perm in their hair and they don't leave it in there long enough.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's exactly what it is. He said these boxing side shows, I don't understand the appeal, but they're making a lot of money. The money is coming from somewhere. I mean, people like to see it. Like, I think the whole fighting culture, it kind of, social media, man. Social media has caused this. And it's Dana White says it all the time, like, fighting is the universal language.
Mm-hmm.
And anytime, and I bet you everybody to a person is going to agree with this. When you were in school and there was a fight, you run into the fight to go see what happened.
Yep.
And it's the same thing. You don't care who it was fighting. You're like, well, I mean, if it's a fight and everybody's crowded around, I want to see what's happening.
Yep. And I know we probably all in the chat can relate when it was our turn to be in the fight and you just sitting in class looking at the clock, and I mean the clock is on crack. Time is flying by because you got that fight at the end of the day.
Yep. Those are the worst ones. And I struggle with that. Matter of fact, I'm actually talking to I have an interview with Max Griffin tomorrow. And one of the things I was going to ask him was if he compares, like, him fighting in the octagon versus, growing up or whatever, like, is it the anticipation that makes it so much worse? I'm sure it is. It's gotta be. Because when you're just sitting there waiting on it, you're like, thinking of all the bad things that could possibly happen.
Yep. And then, we're all human. Somewhere in your mind, like, you know what? it's gonna blow over. Like nothing's gonna really happen. Like they're not gonna want to actually fight. Nah, then time comes. Nah, everybody knows about it, and the other person is ready. So yeah, it's funny, man. Looking back at those days, man, like being in school, thinking about the big fight at the end of the day.
Yeah, Chris, Max is extra cool. That's like, I mean, we're like actual friends now, man. He's a good dude. He's a person that's been able to balance outside and inside the cage. He's a good dude for sure. Cedricus Dumas, who is fighting on UFC 317, who I hope to interview at some point because I'm trying to understand. I'm really trying to just understand what's going on with him. But yeah, he's fighting on it, and that dude, that's a troubled dude, man. That's a really troubled dude. He really is. I feel really bad for him. Oh, this is a good one. Leroy said, I remember getting whooped in front of a girl I like. Looked over at one point of my beat down to see her laugh.
Yeah, it's a rites of passage, you know?
Yeah. I got beat up in front of my dad. This was my first fight. I got beat up right in front of him. It was, very embarrassing. And he made me go back out there and keep fighting.
Oh, you know, 100% he did. I didn't even have to ask. 100%.
Yeah. That was rough. Yeah, Griffin does have a fight against Chris Curtis coming up. I think it's in Tennessee. On the
that's kind of soon.
It is. I was actually trying to get him to come on today to be on the live, but he's training right now, so
of course
the time could match up. But yeah, like matter of fact, he's seen the show, so he's, like I said, he's a good dude, man.
Real good dude. That's what's up.
Yeah, he has the ear tattooed on him too. He has the ear that he snatched tattooed on him. Yeah. Let's see. Tua said, I ain't trying to get into a fight in the street in front of my son. Bro, like at this point, like if me personally, if I'm getting into a fight, like it has to be over some property, or like it's got to be like big.
Like a serious level of disrespect.
It's got to be really, really ridiculous for me to do that, because I know how long it's going to take me to recover from being in a fight. So I would rather not. Let's settle this with a discussion. When was the last time that you got in a fight?
The last time I got into a fight, back in the sports days, I actually fought one of my teammates, actually. And I know we were talking about this off the show about just stories, but I'll tell the little story. So I was in the minor leagues at the time, and me and this guy, we were actually friends at the time. He was a little different guy. He was a pitcher. Like pitchers, position players, it's kind of like oil and water in professional baseball. So on the team bus, like to and from the ballpark, right? Like me and him like sat beside each other. Like I said, me and him were cool. Well, he took the early bus, and then I came on the later bus, and his CD player was in his seat. So, you know, me being me, like I didn't touch his stuff. I didn't mess with anything, right? We go play the game, and we're on the road, and then we're going back home after the game. So we have the game, whatever. I come out, like shower, about to get on the bus, and then he like meets me like, you threw my CD player on the floor, blah blah blah. And I'm like, what? Like, what are you talking about right now? Like, I haven't touched your CD player. And I mean, bro, like we were literally like this close, like face to face. And I'm like, what? Like, what is going on? And then next thing you know, bro, like he just swung on me, and like you would have thought I was like Rafael Fiziev or like Neo. Like I just hit one of these. And I was like, did he really just swing on me? And then next thing you know, bro, I hit him one time, he went down, and then I was on him, like I hit him a few times, and then
followed up with some ground and pound.
Yeah. Mixed in a little bit of ground and pound. And at that point, man, like teammates was pulling me off of him, and it happened like so fast. And I was like, what just happened? And then it was funny because the next day, when the next city we got to, like me and my roommate at the time, we were walking to get some food, and I saw him walking as well. And I mean, he he had some mementos from the previous night, and it was funny in the clubhouse the next day.
That's crazy. It's interesting too because like you're not a small dude, so like for smaller dudes like myself, we get in a lot of fights. Some of them because we're trying to prove that we're not less than, and then some of them it just happens or whatever. But for big dudes, I'm like, I feel like normally your size is like people like I'm a chill.
Yeah. Like literally, bro. Like that's so true. But sometimes, man, that testosterone get going, and in the sports world, like people don't back down well. Like nobody wants to be viewed as like soft or a punk, this and that. And that ego get going, man. And next thing you know, that's how you wind up, doing something and it can happen so fast too.
Yeah. Oh, Western. First of all, Western got so many wrenches is ridiculous. I mean, that dude is like MMA YouTube royalty with all the wrenches he got. He said, I've been in one fight defending my girlfriend and her friend's kid from the kid's father. Guess who won? Of course you did. You were motivated, man. You had to win that fight.
Had to. And I know when you won, I know you got some really good loving after that too.
Toron asks, how tall am I? I'm 5'7", man. I'm a little dude. Matter of fact, if y'all go back on my channel, and there's a video where Cross comes to the crib and we record in person, and dude, the height difference is ridiculous.
It's funny because like when we did it and then I went back and watched it, like I didn't even put anything to it. And then when you said something, I was like, oh.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it was nuts. I've been short for forever. It don't mean nothing to me. But like it's always interesting. It's always interesting. But like, yeah, it was funny though. Leroy like 6'3", I think.
Yeah. Me and Leroy are like the same size. Allegedly.
I mean, I don't know if he's Sterling 6'3". I wonder how tall Sterling really is, man. Sterling better go to UFC San Antonio, man. Like I think Sterling, I don't know if he's flying out today or tomorrow to UFC 317. But yeah.
We gotta get that picture in the group chat of him and Nomley, and then we'll know exactly.
We'll know. Because Nomley I think is around the same height as me. You thought I was tall? Nah, man, I just give out tall person energy. I'm not tall.
Beast mode over there, dog. Beast mode.
I'm not tall at all. Oh, Chris, you 6'3" too? Dang.
That's what's up.
Some monsters. Wait, what? Are you 5 foot? Like 5 foot even? No way.
Leroy, stop it. No need to lie, dog. There's no need to lie.
It'd probably go the other way. It'd probably be negative inches. Okay, this is a good one. Jay Lays, I haven't seen you in here before, but I appreciate you hopping in. What's y'all's prediction for the Ilya fight? Ooh-wee. That's a tough fight, man, and I know that you've given out your predictions on your videos and stuff, and I mean, I think everybody's going with Ilya, but I think that Oliveira can definitely beat him. He can. I just don't think he will, man. I think he's going to play directly into Ilia Toporia's hands and be at a range that he doesn't need to be at. I think that's. I think it all comes down to range. If you're putting and also forward movement. If he's fighting, I mean, in the Chandler fight is a great microcosm of Charles Oliveira. If he's
Which
going
one? The second
forward,
one? The second one or the first one?
the first one,
Okay.
to me. If he's going forward, then he does really well. And you saw what he did when he was going forward against Michael Chandler. When he was going backwards, Michael Chandler was definitely getting the best of him. I mean, by far. And Michael Chandler was almost the lightweight champion.
Mhm.
So I think if he can go forward and somehow get Ilia to go backwards, the same way that Jai Herbert was getting Ilia to go backwards. And I don't know how he's going to do that. But if he's able to do that, then I think we have a very, very good fight and very interesting fight. And I really hope that Charles Oliveira wins this fight. I hope. But I don't see it.
Stylistically, I just think prime Oliveira, like when he went on that title run, what was it? It was just utter chaos, just eating shots, getting dropped, and then getting back to his feet and just walking guys down, getting in their face over just that pressure. For me, that's the Oliveira that like sticks out the most for me. But I personally just don't think that style works well going up against Ilia Topuria. Because if Oliveira's walking forward, he's getting in the boxing range with Ilia Topuria, and that's not where you want to be. Because those combinations are just nasty. Like the one where he rips that left hook to the body and then comes over the top with the right hand, like it's brutal. And we've seen Charles Oliveira's chin, like got dropped by Dustin, Gaethje, and I mean, Toporia's power does play at 155. We saw it in the Herbert fight. But I do think the key for Oliveira is going to be the kicks. The outside low kicks, the side kicks to the lead leg, to the knee of Ilia is something that Oliveira was doing in the second Chandler fight, and that's why Chandler could never close the distance. Teeps to the body, and then mix in some head kicks just because he's so much taller. I think the kicks are going to be vital for Charles Oliveira.
Yeah, I think so too. I saw a stat that Ilia Topuria hasn't landed any kicks to the body or to the head in all of his fights. And but what I have seen him doing is training the kick that Max throws, that spinning body kick that Max throws. I've seen him training that. So I think that he's going to use that to try to keep Charles into boxing range and also keep Charles out of clinch range. Because if Charles gets to the clinch, we
nasty
have a different
with the knees.
We have a very,
Those
very
knees
different
are
fight.
nasty, bro. Nasty.
And that's what I was telling Lala, that Charles has to get into clinch range. If he gets into clinch range, then that takes away a little bit of the pop that Ilia has. You don't want to be at boxing range, and you don't want to be too far out that you can't touch him, and you have to go into the void and touch him, because that's when he gets you. So you got to be in the clinch, and I think use his size, use his height, use his Muay Thai to win. So I don't know. I mean, Charles is a smart fighter. He's got so much experience, whether it be positive or negative. I think that he can figure it out. I don't know if Ilia gives him the time to.
Yeah. Like I like what you were saying as far as the range. Like for me, Charles either got to be at kicking range or he's got to be in the clinch. When they're in boxing range, he is in danger, like a different kind of danger. Just because nobody, like the only person that really throws the combinations like Ilia is Dustin. Gaethje doesn't really mix the combinations together like Ilia does. And I mean, with the combinations Ilia hits you with, like it's trying to get you out of there. And Dustin Poirier isn't that type of puncher. Like Dustin will rock somebody, drop them, and then finish them with ground and pound. But Ilia will get you out there with one touch. He got that deft touch.
Yeah, he does. He does. There's a small room for error when you fight Ilya. You know, it's a lot like Alex Pereira. You know, you are in the wrong area at the wrong time. You will wake up and see him getting his hand raised.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You see Sterling here talking about he's 6 foot tree. Yeah. We're gonna see eventually.
Shout out to Kick Him in the Head podcast as well. Make sure y'all get on over there, give him a follow. That's another one of our brethren right there.
Yeah. That's is he? No. He's been leading the underdogs competition for the majority of the year. He slipped up a little bit, but I know that he'll be back. He always finds his way back to the top. So he be thinking I'll be throwing shade at him. I'll be throwing shade. I'll be asking, relevant questions. That's all it is. Y'all be throwing, not you. Y'all be throwing shade at me.
Bro, I didn't had your back since day one, dog.
You have.
Yeah, straight up.
Man, they would be talking about something completely different and be like, yeah, and then Basement Jackson, like, hey, hold on. I ain't said nothing to nobody.
I'm just over here minding my business, being cool.
I'm just chilling, I'm trying to make my picks, try to climb back into this thing, and they just shooting. But it's all good, man. It's a fun competition, man. Speaking of tomorrow, the Fight Week show, if y'all haven't subscribed to the Fight Week show, I'm sure that y'all have, but if y'all haven't, make sure y'all do. It's going to be a pretty dope show. I think Ryo is going to be on there. Who else is going to be on there?
Yeah, he's on there. I think they said another fighter is going. I couldn't remember if it was Black Panther or Emmanuel. One of them is going to be on there
it's
too.
Emmanuel. I think it's Emmanuel.
Okay.
Yeah. So that one's going to be a very interesting, a very good episode as usual. Who's doing the quiz on Friday? I don't know. I don't know if we're gonna have the quiz. I think we're gonna do the quiz once a month.
I know they were talking about me doing it, but I am traveling. Like I'm going home to visit my family on Thursday and I'll be home for the 4th. So I don't know if I'm gonna be able to be on the show Friday, but I am gonna, take my camera and see if I can get stuff set up, get situated, see it, if I can try to be on. But I can't definitively say anything right now. But everybody in the chat, I am doing a live stream tonight for Tough. So that's going to be at 10 Eastern. Make sure you get on over to the channel for that. We can come chop it up. Obviously, we can talk about the show. We can talk about whatever sports you want. We can talk about MMA. It don't matter. We can talk about it.
Yeah, for sure. And then also, if y'all haven't watched the latest video that I did about the women's bantamweight division, and y'all know about the women's bantamweight division and the problems that they have. Make sure y'all jump in there and do that. And then, like I said, I'm interviewing Max Griffin tomorrow. We'll be posting that one relatively soon as well. So we got a lot of good stuff coming out here. There's PFL on Friday. Yeah. I will say, I didn't plan on watching the PFL, but Sterling did a stream, and I hopped in there and watched that, and it was very exciting. Sterling does really good streams, y'all, S Dogs MMA. And he's gonna be live in 30 minutes. Matter of fact.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. See, here we go. Kitchen Jax doesn't catches me. I'm not Kitchen Jax anymore now. I'm not even that anymore. But I could have a bad week and I'll be right back down there. So let me not say that.
That's literally all it takes. I had a rough weekend last weekend.
Yeah. How many points did you get?
Bro, I only got like 6.
Oh man.
Yeah. Like I went from 2nd to like 4th, 5th.
Oh yeah,
like that, in one weekend.
It's you, then Olin, then me. Yeah. Yeah, bro, I've been doing some crazy work just trying to dig out of the hole that I had for myself at the beginning.
Yeah, you got to, man. You got to.
It's tough, y'all. It's tough. But anyway, man, appreciate y'all jumping on here. Next Tuesday we'll be on. Make sure y'all jump into the Tough stream later on today. But yeah, until next time, man, it's been a dope episode. And yeah, we'll catch y'all later.
Peace.
Thanks for watching Crosswalk. Make sure to come back next Tuesday to chop it up.
So please, whatever.